All right, Gemini, here we go. You're my third stop in my 12-slice zodiac fly-through, slicing the soulmate cycle with the 12 pieces, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Let's cut the deck. Your reading might be a little better than the other two readings, I'll tell you. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them sort of energies, right? Here we go. We got a sun randomly here for you so far. I was compelled to look at that, so that must mean something. The sun's good, right? That's a nice card, nice energy. Yeah. Knight of Cups, the theme energy for your pyramid here for September 2025. Knight of Cups coming your way. There's you. There's the Empress. There you are. Very attractive, sitting there in the warmth. Somebody coming in from out of the cold to come talk to you. Come sit by your fire. Right? I got the doors in my head. Come on, baby, light my fire. Right? There you go, right there. Somebody wants you to light their fire. Okay, let's go. It's a general reading. May or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. I'm not a fucking time lord. Could play out in October. I don't know. Who knows? Might play out in April. I have no idea. Depends how fast you're moving on your timeline. All right. Give me the soulmate cycle for September 2025, universe, from the angle of Gemini here. Slice number 3 of our 12-slice pie. What do we get so far? Man, this is nicer energy all the way around. So I know it's a tower, but the overall energy of this is a tower. This is something complete. Yeah, this is something. Yeah, this is something complete. I said it was nice. Didn't I say it was a nice tower? Didn't I say that? Rewind. It's 3 of Cups. It's celebration energy. You may find yourself saying in a couple of instances this month, September 2025, could bleed into October. You might find yourself saying in a couple of times this month, it's about time. The phrase, it's about time, may come out of your mouth. It's about time that fucking happened. It's about time things went my way. It's about time something positive happened. I opened with the sun. I was compelled. You're the only one. I will probably look at the card before I cut them. I rarely do that. Go back to other monthly readings. I very rarely do that. I usually just come in and say, let's cut the cards and blah, 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 blah. Okay? So, the sun paired with 3 of Cups and a tower. This is beautiful. All right? So far. It's about time. Remember that phrase. You may utter it a few times. All right? All right, let's go. Jesus. Is there somebody? Yeah, there's that Knight of Cups. I feel that. Let me focus on that. It's about time. Somebody asked you out, maybe? Somebody, I don't know. How's that Knight of Cups feel about you is here? How they see you, what they think about you is here. At the bottom of the upside-down pyramid, right, is the potential final outcome for you. All right? I'll clarify whatever needs clarifying. We'll throw some universe cards at the end. I think this is going to be a nice one. I think this is going to be good. All right? Let's see where we go. The sun came back. Right? After all that shuffling. There you go. I told you. Look at this. Oh, after the last 2 readings, especially the control freaky fucking insane. I swear, if you're writing a psych paper, go watch the fucking Taurus reading. I mean, oh my God. But this is beautiful. This is nice. Thank goodness. What else? We got the sun here. What else we got? The King of Cups. What else we got? The Hangman. Somebody feels like it's okay to tell you how they feel, which is probably why you say it's about time. It's about time, right? Somebody finally feels like it's okay to tell you how they feel. It's like every time you went out with this is just an example, just catch my drift, but every time you went out with this person, you thought it was a date, and it turns out it's not a date. And then they found out that you thought it was a date, and they feel like, oh my God, they thought it was a date. So this time they tell you up front, okay, I know we're going out for drinks again, but this time it's a date. And you think to yourself, my God, it's about fucking time, right? There you go. That's what this is. I mean, it's exactly what I've already told you. Somebody feels like it's a good time now to reveal their feelings to you, okay? Could be more than one somebody, okay? Might be multiple energies. Doesn't have to be 3, but it might be multiple energies, right? If you do get a chance to have a foursome, go for it. I mean, if you want to, whatever. You don't need my permission. Hell, if you have a chance to have a fivesome, go for it. But anyway, a onesome even, take it, right? How do they see you? What do they think about you? Let's fix that. That's not spirit. That's me. I'm moving the table. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles. What else? A moon. They think you're going to say no. I was going to say they're afraid. They don't know what's going to happen when they reveal the feelings to you. But this person tends to err on the side of negative and hope on the side of positive. So that's the way the energy comes at me. That makes it heavier on the negative when you do that. That's why I tell people don't be positive or negative. Be neutral. Don't care about the outcome. They're caring a little too much about the outcome. All right? Well, I think it's going to be no, but I'm hoping it's yes. Don't be like that. Stop it. Your like energy attracts like energy. You're putting out the wrong energy there. You're telling the universe, well, okay, fine. You know, you're giving the universe the dice. You're hoping it rolls a 6, but the dice is made of 6s. You know, it's always going to roll a 6 that way, right? Like energy attracts like energy. So, again, but yeah, they don't know what's going to happen. But they're hoping for a yes. They're hoping for some success. It's been a long time coming for this person. This person may even say to themselves, it's about time I do this. Okay. Potential final outcome for you in this nice reading. Oh, the last two. That Taurus person, I swear. I watched them, but my God. The world, the most auspicious energy I could pull. And it is the auspicious energy of the world. I had one earlier. I think it was the Aries reading where it was a world that it wasn't exactly auspicious. It didn't play out that way. But here we go. Yeah, it's beautiful. Somebody tells you how they feel in the perfect energy for them to do it. Be careful. This person will take a yes and run with it. All right. Be careful you don't. The roles can be reversed, meaning this person telling you how they feel, you might read more into it than what they mean. Okay. And if you say yes, they're going to definitely read more into it. All right. I got to clarify a couple of things here. First, their feelings, then the moon, and then final outcome. Let's clarify. They've been afraid to tell you this. It is a soulmate, by the way. 6 of Cups and 2 of Cups together. But they have been afraid to talk about this with the 9 of Swords. King of Cups. Let's talk about their feelings. My goodness. All right. Let's see where we go. Let's talk about their feelings. Talk about feelings. King of Cups. Put the shell thrown in the water. And this could play out, look. This could play out somebody. We always have people around us that have crushes on us that we don't know about. September is a month where people have been holding even the smallest crush on you will reveal it. There is the potential for that. I can't predict free will, but it is there. Keep in mind. I mean, if you're even remotely, seriously, if you get out of the house even remotely, somebody probably, if you go to work every day or whatever, somebody's got a crush on you, somebody around you. Even the smallest one. All right, here we go. Applies online too. Maybe there's somebody you chat to once in a while online. Social media or whatever. Any little bit. You start a fire, it's going to blow up. It really is. It's fire season in the soulmate cycle. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. It's crossed by the 10 of Cups. This person dreams about you a lot. This person has fantasies about you. This person fantasizes about you. This person has built a whole dream life with you, whoever it is. It could be a small crush right now. It's mostly on the rocks. It could be a practical friend. It could be a coworker. I don't think this is your runner. I don't think this is somebody who I usually get for you, who's controlled on their side, like the person we usually talk about in these monthly readings. I don't think it's that person. I think it's a powerful soulmate on many levels, but I think somebody's got you in dreamy land. Roles can be reversed. You can have them, if there's somebody you dream about, you may feel like it's the right time to tell them how you feel. If that's the case, take the advice I gave here and stay neutral about the outcome. It'll make this go a whole lot better. Okay? What's on top? 6 of Swords. Why is that here? 7 of Pentacles. Divine timing. Smooth. Somebody wants to take things from the dream world into reality. Somebody wants to go from, because it's getting choppy. It's getting, 6 swords, 5 swords before it, choppy waters before it, false victories. You know, after a while, fantasizing about somebody gets old, especially if they're right next to you. I mean, that's what makes stalkers so dangerous for celebrities. They fantasize, but the person isn't there. So there's nowhere to release it. So they just get crazier and crazier and crazier in this loop of crazy, right? Well, this right here, this person, you're in this person's world. They can release that energy, and that's what they're doing here. It's divine timing. The energy's right for it. You know, they feel like it's right. It backs up my read on the sun and the hangman. Let's talk about this when they look at you, the moon. I'm going to get more than what I've got. Fear coming off of it, or unknown. They're not sure what's going to happen. They think there is a possibility as well that they think you're hiding feelings for them too. They're fairly convinced that you're hiding feelings for them too. Now, be careful. Again, that's the same thing that happens to stalkers, right? They are convinced that you're hiding feelings for them too. All that kind of stuff. Be careful about that. But I don't think this person's that crazy. I don't have a devil here, so you're okay. It's harmless enough. But maybe they have to convince themselves of that just to be able to approach you. I don't know. I have no idea. People do all kinds of things to get to drum up some bravery, right? What's going on with the moon here? It's crossed by the Ace of Wands. They think you think about coming towards them, but you don't. I got this in another read in a different way, where somebody thinks that you're afraid to approach them, so they're going to come toward you. I think that was the Aries reading. So you might want to watch the Aries reading. There could be something in there for you. It was different cards, but it's a similar kind of energy here. What's on top? Yeah, the Six of Cups. Again, why is that here? Yeah, the Two of Cups. Again, somebody feels like you feel the same way. Let's see. Are we going to get a devil here or a Seven of Swords? I have no idea. It's crossed by the Five of Wands. There's very little resistance for you. You're open to it. You think this is a good idea. What's on top? The World on top of the World on top of the world. Oh my God, why is that here? The Eight of Wands. Look, it's one of those energies, I started to say it, I'll say it again, where you're just in a really good mood. You're very agreeable. So be careful what you agree to. All right, just be careful what you agree to. What else you want to tell everybody before we go here? Somebody feels like, I'll summarize. Somebody feels like it's the right time to tell you how they feel. They feel like you feel the same way, and they're coming to talk to you. And you're both in the energy of putting the shell in the water. In other words, even if you don't like this person or have the same feelings, you might just go for it anyway. All right? I want you to be consciously aware. I want you to think about what you're doing before you do it. Rather than just purely acting on feelings, I want you to run it through a filter first. Okay? Make sure it's really what you want to do. All right? Now, if this is on the flip side of that, I'll read it as this is a person you don't know about, right? You don't know them, right? If somebody thinks it's the right time to tell you how they feel, and they rather psychotically feel like you feel the same way, even though you don't know them, and they're probably going to show up, right? They're probably going to do something to get your attention, right? Be careful you're not flattered by it. There might be a tendency here to get flattered by it a little bit. Be careful about that. You might say it's about time here. Yeah, you might. It's about time things started going your way. It's about time people started telling you how they feel. It's about time you had a date. And I said that all around the Tower and the Hierophant and the Three of Cups, right? It's about time we're going out on a date. It could just be that. But negative energies are always here, and I have to point some of them out. Okay, I have to. Because, you know, the same frequency of energy can play out 1,000 different ways. Yes, this is a beautiful thing. If somebody who's just been, you know, hasn't told you how they feel, they tell you how they feel, and you finally get a date with them, yeah, it's about time. But it's also, if this is somebody you don't know about, you know, if you're on some other front, it can be a good thing that somebody's convinced that you have feelings for them too, or it can be a crazy thing if somebody's convinced that you have feelings for them too. The same frequency of energy can play out a lot of different ways. The final message to you is a tower crossing a Six of Pentacles, right? Slow your roll a little bit, okay? For some of you, this is something, make sure you want it before you go for it, all right? That's all. That's what it says. King of Wands, again, there's an ego energy there. The Ten of Wands and the Hanged Man is also there for you, as well as the Page of Wands. I think this energy applies a lot. This final message is for somebody who maybe you've been bored, you know, nothing's been going on, sort of a thing in the love department. Yeah, okay, just run it through a filter first. I can dig it. You got new adventures here. The soul connection is there a little bit, so keep that in mind. It's not a powerful. This isn't a powerful soulmate coming in. It's not the usual energy I get. Just be careful. That's all. September is one of those months where there's, on the DM side, there's that dreamy energy, but the grounding isn't really affecting the DM side of this month's energy. And I talked about that in the overview reading. So again, you've got this energy where you believe that your dreams are, you're going to believe all kinds of fantasies. And I got a lot of fantasizing here with this person with that Ten of Cups there. So September is a month where the DM side is going to believe a lot of their fantasies are real, even to a point of delusion. You know, it depends. It depends how fucking psychotic they are. You know, it is what it is. Just, you know, proceed with caution. But yeah, it is a month where you might say, in a lot of ways, it's about time. You know, even if you find yourself in the trunk of a Cadillac on the way out to the desert, you might say to yourself inside the trunk, it's about time. You know, this was bound to happen. You know, it could play out that way. It could go either way here. All right? That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. Good luck and stay safe. All right.